The war in the Middle East is creating the largest supply disruption in the history of the global oil market. That's according to the International Energy Agency. It warns that the blockade of the Strait of Hormuz, through which around 20% of the world's oil usually passes, will mean less supply and higher prices for consumers. Our economics editor Joel Hills is in central London. Joel, oil prices have gone up again in the last few hours.
Yeah, they've nudged back to $100 a barrel where they were at the beginning of this week. But the International Energy Agency is preparing a release of record amounts of emergency stockpiles of oil. That should help contain energy prices, but it doesn't deal with the fundamental problem here, which is the Strait of Hormuz, that vital shipping lane for oil and gas supplies to a global market from the Gulf, remains effectively closed to shipping. Overnight, the authorities in Bahrain released these pictures, which show the aftermath of an Iranian attack on a fuel depot there. Iran has continued targeting tankers and oil infrastructure across the Gulf. Several merchant ships were struck in the strait, according to regional officials. Meanwhile, in Iraq, operations at a key export terminal were halted after two tankers were attacked here at the port of Basra. Saudi Arabia, meanwhile, is trying to reroute some exports, piping oil across the country to terminals on the Red Sea so it can still reach global markets. It's complete havoc, and the market price of oil and gas have edged up again. We're not yet at the extreme levels, certainly when it comes to the gas price that we've seen, or that we saw rather 4 years ago, just after Russia invaded Ukraine. The oil price is in similar territory though, and just before we came on air at this service station here, they changed the prices on the board behind us. Unleaded is up 7 pence a litre since the beginning of the war. The diesel prices are up around 14 pence. Note, pump prices are also rising in the United States, and that will be putting pressure on President Trump. The British government, meanwhile, is under pressure to support households and businesses who are still feeling pretty bruised from the last wave of inflation. The government's ability to do that, though, is restricted because energy prices hurt the government's finances too. The message from government remains: nothing is off the table, but they will be hoping desperately that the conflict comes to an end, because the longer the Strait of Hormuz remains gummed up, the more upward pressure on prices there will be.